The deck I've been playing for probably the remainder of this format is Battlin Boxers. I think it's a good deck. It has like a lot of like good consistent plays and a lot of power plays as well. So into the deck, play 3 Headgeared. He's a Foolish Barrow for the deck. Sorry, Foolish Barrow for the deck, and then once per turn, he can't be destroyed by battle on the first attack. So he's a good kind of like a wall in a sense, and he's a warrior like level 4, so he's really good. Very fluent in the deck. Glassjaw. Another level 4 warrior. Whenever he's targeted for an attack, he's destroyed by his own card effect. And then whenever he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, example, this guy who Foolish Barrels him, I get the effect. You'll add a Battlin Boxer monster from your graveyard to your hand, so it combos really well today. And then we have 3 Switch Hitter. He's basically the Blizzard of the Far North for the deck. When you summon him, especially when, basically the combo is you summon this guy, especially in Glassjaw, and then you overlay for your Exceed, and then his effect basically says whenever one of your Battle Box monsters will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach to save any of them. And then basically you do is you detach this one first, and then you detach this one second, and because it's not a cost, it's a continuous effect, you would activate this card and get this back, and then you loop. Summon next turn, summon special, and then make another one. So yeah, but yeah, it's basically that. So this guy's really good. Next we have 3 Spar. Spar basically it's like a wind-up shark almost, like in a sense, or a Kazan. You special it whenever you control a face of Battlin Boxer monster. And for the rest of the turn, you can attack. So it's more like Bahamut Shark. So you can do it like you can attack main phase, or main phase 1, then battle phase attack, main phase 2 special, and then exceed or whatever. So it's pretty good. Then you have 3 Counterpunch. Counterpunch basically it's like a Kalut from the hand or graveyard. You banish it from the hand or graveyard, and you gain 1,000 during your player's turn. So it's pretty good in the deck. And you dump it with this guy. So it's pretty awesome. Then I run 2 Thunderbirds because this card just really splashable really good. So that's all the monsters. Spells, 2 Duality. I run very minimal spells because I don't want Prophecy to get any advantage off of anything. So maybe I take Judgment. So 2 Duality, good search. Proto because they're all warriors except for Thunderbird. Warrior Returning Alive, it's actually very good. You add back there's a Switch Hitter, so you get a free Exceed out, it's pretty good. Or you can add back Spar if you want, doesn't matter. Spar's really good. Foolish works with the Glassjaw. You can go ahead and activate this, and you can dump this from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can put this in the field. Put this in the graveyard, you can add this back to your hand. So. And then Reborn, Heavy, and Dark Hole. I don't play MST because like MST's not really good at this format. It doesn't really hit any of the big 3 decks, which are Dragons, Evil Swarm, and Prophecy. So yeah. Then for traps, 3 Compulse. Compulse is really good at this format. It gets rid of Drago Sack, which is like really played right now. And then gets rid of Big Eyes, Exceeds in general. Just very very good. Good card to have right now. 2 Phoenix Chain because it protects my monsters. Against house monster effects, so it's pretty good. And then you have 2 Breakthrough Skill. This is like the sleeper card of the format. I feel like it's obviously main deck and Dragons, but not a lot of other decks play a main deck. But I feel like it's really good. Just it's a really fluent card in the deck because it just controls a lot. And, you remove from your graveyard to negate a monster effect, and we got 2 Torrential. Which it's really good. 2 Bottomless, another control card. This deck plays a lot of traps because to make up for the lack of explosive and aggressive plays, I guess you can say. Because the deck isn't really special a lot. It's more like control-based anti-meta deck, almost if you want to say. So you play a lot of back row. But 2 Bottomless is really good. 2 Mirror Force. To punish over extensions. Same with Mastery as well, I guess. And you have Solemn, Judgment, and Mourning, which are obviously really good control cards. So that's the main deck. I guess the extra deck, you play 3 of the boss monster, Lead Yoke. Like I said earlier, he works like Zenmains basically. So you can't Dolka his effect to save a guy. And then whenever materials detach from him, which I didn't mention this part, he gains 800 attack, and that means if you 10 tempo him, he still gains 800 or whatever. So he's a really big beat stick at the end of his 2 detaches. And then you have number 105. He basically stops monster effects. For basically whenever you're attacking with a Battlin Boxer monster, you can detach. If your monster is not in a battle, you take no damage. Your opponent will take all the damage that you take, and then it negates their effects. So kill Spirit Reaper pretty easily, which this deck has kind of like a problem with. Don't have a lot of main deck answers for Spirit Reaper. And, you know, it gets some monster effects, so it's pretty useful. Requires 2 level 4s though. So basically, you can to make this guy pretty easily, you just go ahead and this. You can go. If this is in your hand, this is your hand, this is your grave, you can go summon this, special this, and then special this. And then you can go. So it's two card rank 4 for double 4s. Then you get your basic stuff. You have Black Ship of Corn, just gets rid of like a lot of things that like, you know, probably in the form of like Thunder King. I mean, they don't Thunder King this obviously, but it's just still burn damage, which is really helpful. Lava Chain, which is really good in the deck because you can go if you have like material in this, like this thing, and let's just say this thing. Let's just say they're this, and you have to do this in your hand, whatever. So you special this, and you overlay for this. You can go activate this, detach this. This will get its effect. You add back to your hand. The next turn you can go summon special, and then go into your boss monster. So Lava Chain is really good, obviously. You have Blade Armor Ninja, which, because they're all warriors except for Thunderbird, you can go into this guy pretty easily. And then you have Excalibur, because they're beat sticks, so really good. Got Cowboy for the burn damage effect, which is really helpful. Topia, which is pretty good. Stops monster attacks, all that. Got Pearl, which is bigger, 50 points bigger than Ophion, so that's helpful. Diamond Direwolf, destroys cards in the field. Nice Stroke, which has a Book of Moon effect, which is always really good, and it's like a pseudo Zen mains because it doesn't die when it gets attacked first. And then Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller stops the water deck fairly well, so very fluent card. And they're all ranked 4, so they're all really easy to summon in this deck. And then you have I play Ouroboros because it's just a really helpful advantage card. You could play the number 69 Heraldi Cresting, I think it's called, which is pretty good for stopping Dragosack because it copies the Dragosack's effect and then it negates their Dragosack's effect, and you can basically get 2 tokens and pop it for free. So I probably played that over this, but this is still good too.
Why do you not play Shockmaster?
I tried Shockmaster and it didn't really work well with the deck. It was very weak, and I was in too many situations where I was setting like multiple back row, and the Shockmaster would still die somehow. It wouldn't be protected that well, and it just didn't really do much for the format. I mean, I can call spells against the Prophecy deck, but they can always priest this. I can call monster effects against the Dragon deck, but they can always like break through Skillet. So it just didn't really. It just always seemed like there was an out for the Shockmaster. It didn't seem like it was that good compared to like last one or four before that. So, something else I was gonna say too. Can't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like the deck is gonna be. I feel like if this deck, which I don't think it would get hit anytime soon, because it's not really doing anything right now. I feel like when this deck becomes more prominent, when the Evil Swarm deck gets nerfed or whatever they're gonna do in the battles for that, and then when Prophecy gets toned down, and then when Dragons get toned down, I feel like this deck will be really good in next format. Right now, it's kind of like a sleeper deck because there's not a lot of support for it, and it's kind of weak compared to the other decks. Most people look down on it because it's not really doing anything right now in tournaments. I feel like it'll win some regionals and top in regionals, but besides that, I feel like it's a really good deck, and it's really cheap too. The extra deck's obviously expensive. The only expensive part about it, the main deck's pretty. You can get everything common, or so.